Hey, what's up, good people? How you doing? Welcome back to Stock Up with Larry Jones. As you could see, I am in Studio C again. So I just want to talk about the market really quick, where we are and some of the things I think. I just want to tell you guys that I have been speaking for high school students all day. They worked your boy like a Hebrew slave. Thank you so much to Bishop Terry Sanders for allowing me this opportunity. I love it. All right, the Dow, S&P, and NASDAQ slid ahead of the Fed's decision with tariff fears still in play. All right. What happened over the weekend was the president, he dampened hopes of tariff relief over the weekend, and so we had a cool off on yesterday and today. It was expected, good people. We can't just keep going up. It was expected for us to have this cool off, all right? So it was expected. I'm going to jump around a little bit. I'm going to talk about Palantir really quick. Palantir was down 12%, triggering a portion of mine to sell today while I was speaking to the kids at the high school. And so I sold a little portion, not a lot, a little portion. My stop loss kicked in, and I'm going to hold it in cash so I can buy back in at the appropriate time. I will keep you guys totally abreast on what is going on. Now, let me talk about the Fed, but I want to say something. Every time I say I have a stop loss on everything, and I mean everything, I'm going to cut this car on because it's getting hot. I need some AC on me. So listen, every time I say I have stop losses on everything, someone always asks me, Unc, is this including your ETFs? Yes, it includes my ETFs, my big cap, small cap. It includes everything, my crypto. Now, I'm going to move some of my stop losses up on my crypto, and I'm going to tighten them after Bitcoin hits 110, all right? But I have stop losses on them now. And I'm not asking you to get like me. I'm simply sharing with you what Stock Up with Larry Jones is doing. Remember, anything I say is not a suggestion for you to buy, hold, or sell. But I'm telling you I have stop losses on everything right now. And that doesn't mean that you have to. I'm just going to cash up just in case we revisit the bottom. Now, I did not sell all my Palantir. I have a big chunk of it. I sold some. Now I'm holding cash, more cash in that portfolio. So now, as Palantir goes down, because I believe it's going to go back up, I'm going to take the money that I cashed out here and buy back in here. That is my plan. All right. You let me know what your plan is with Palantir. I believe it will come back up to the all-time highs again. Okay. I may be right. I may be wrong, but I put my money where my mouth is. I got to make a decision. So that's the decision I made. That was the best decision for me. So please don't say Larry told us to sell our Palantir or Larry told us to hold our Palantir. I'm telling you what Larry's doing with his, okay? So now, let's talk about what's happening as it pertains to the tariffs. Nothing's happening. As a matter of fact, over the weekend, the president was sounding more hawkish on tariffs, and the market does not like that. Now, I was listening to him earlier today on my way back, and I heard him just say that he believes a deal will get worked out, right? But him saying he believes a deal will get worked out and an actual working out of a deal are two different things. The stock market at this point is used to him being bearish and bullish on it, or hawkish and dovish, should I say, on China working out a tariff deal with the US. So the market is kind of punch drunk to that, and it's like, show me now, right? And so that's where the market is. The biggest thing weighing on the stock market right now, good people, and crypto, are the rates. The rates, the rates, the rates. Now, the Fed has been under pressure from the White House to lower interest rates. But the Fed cannot lower interest rates if he doesn't have a solid information or solid data that inflation is cooling. He can't. He won't. And it doesn't matter how much pressure the White House puts on him, and they know it. He cannot and will not. Okay? Because if inflation is rising again, the Fed has to do what the Fed has to do, data dependent. Now, tomorrow, the Fed meeting started today, but tomorrow the Fed will release his decision around 2 o'clock. I believe it's 2 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, New York time. 2 o'clock New York equals 1 o'clock Chicago. It equals, what's that, 11 California? You guys do the math, wherever you are. But let's just deal with Eastern time. So that's when the Fed decision is out. But don't get it twisted. I would not make any decisions based on the Fed decision, because the speech usually follows a half hour later. The Fed speech is where the market moves the most, okay? So we have the decision and then the speech, okay? So now, at this point, I believe that the Fed decision will move markets, okay? Because if he says, I'm going to decrease or lower interest rates, even by 25 basis points, that's going to be positive for the market, and the market will go green. And then if in his speech, he further says that I see a continuance of lowering interest rates in the future, then the market likes that also. But the opposite will be the opposite. Now, I believe that a portion is already priced in of the Fed not lowering interest rates. That doesn't mean that the market is not going to react negatively if he says we're going to hold. It does not mean that. But I really believe that the market has priced in, because data shows right now that most expect the Fed to lower interest rates in June and not now. All right. So we are ahead of schedule if he does. Right. And so it's been priced in to a degree. But the market has these overreactions that they do. Now, for any of you that have watched any Fed meeting, you know how it goes. Sometimes, with the exception of today, the market is green in the morning. Let's see what it does in the morning. But we haven't had a Fed meeting with a threat of a tariff. We just haven't had that. All right. Well, with tariffs coming and some here already. So that is different. So this time is different. I can't call it either way. So we don't know what, even in the post markets, we don't know what tomorrow morning is going to look like. And then we don't know what's going to happen when all of the media start asking the Fed those gotcha questions. Will you do this? Do you believe that the president has the power to fire you? You know, they start asking questions they even know the answers to. And to a degree, they want to have a reaction. Unfortunately, the longer the Fed speaks, the worse the market tends to do. And we don't want that to happen, good people. So you reporters, please, stop it with all of the crazy questions, all right? Let's just get down to what's important. So tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and then 2:30, that's when we're going to keep our eyes on the prize. Now, many analysts have said only a crazy person trades during the FOMC meeting. But I've done well actually doing options during the FOMC meeting. Don't know if I'll be doing any tomorrow, but we'll just stay tuned. We'll see what happens. And tonight there will be a new class. And I asked a friend to come into the class, Money Moves, and teach options. And he's helping out tonight, and he did a wonderful job. I want you guys to be on the lookout for that. That's going to be in Money Moves in the Options for Dummies. Keep joining us. And right now, we are going to be focused until the end of this month on learning, and not calls. We'll get back to the calls and all of that as it pertains to options, but we are focused on learning. And if you know nothing about options, this class is for you. If you're killing it in options, it's not for you. All right, good people, I'm gonna leave it right there. Again, I had a great time speaking at the for the students today. They were very attentive, getting in these high schools. There's another school district that I'm going to speak at. Again, I want to say thank you to Bishop Terry Sanders, or Bishop Roland Sanders, for inviting me to speak. And later on, I'll show you some pictures. Listen, I'm serious about getting this word out. I'm serious about traveling. Hey, I'm waiting on you guys. I'm waiting for a trucker to get 10 of your buddies and bag some trucks up. I'll come out and teach. I'm waiting for someone that works in a coal mining town to invite me and set something up and get a room so I can come in and teach. I just want to get the message out to the people, because the greatest transfer of wealth is still happening, and it's yours and mine, but we have to go get it. Remember about that happiness, the pursuit of happiness. Let's keep pursuing. We'll see you tomorrow. Live, love, laugh, and learn. Make sure you check out the links below in the description, especially the top one, Money Moves.